Hello everyone, I am Surrenderlot Reviews and I'm back, and I'm ready to look at some more Generation 1 Transformers. But before I get started, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and if I can't convince you, perhaps this picture of my kitten will convince you. And random fact about my cat society is that apparently they pay people more for not working. But without further ado, let's get into this! So, the first episode we're gonna look at is Ghost in the Machine, where Starscream basically just tries to get his old body back by working with Unicron. But without further ado, let's get into this! So, the episode starts out with Starscream basically possessing Scourge and making it so he can, not really find employment with the Decepticons anymore after he, shot Galvatron. So, Starscream takes Scourge to Unicron to, basically do this here.
I am Unicron. Who awakens me?
Unicron, allow me to introduce myself. I am Starscream.
What do you wish from Unicron?
I want my old body back, so let's make a deal.
Yes, Unicron can grant your request, but only after you have performed 3 labors. Islands. You will deliver the eyes of Metroplex to me, that I may see again.
Anyways, so Starscream and Scourge end up going about trying to steal both of Metroplex's eyes, but unfortunately, one of Metroplex's eyes gets destroyed, and they only end up stealing one. So they end up making a slight detour and deciding to steal the eyes from Trypticon. And in the process, they also possess Astrotrain, and Galvatron's really not too happy about that.
First, you two let Scourge and Starscream steal one of Trypticon's eyes. And then you two allowed Astrotrain to be used as their escape vehicle. So Scourge is helping Starscream voluntarily, and you 4 were unable to stop them. Well, all I can say is...
I mean, geez, Galvatron, I feel like maybe you should probably focus a bit more on staff training than this here. I mean, somehow I sincerely doubt throwing temper tantrums is, really good for Decepticon morale or anything like that, but hey, what do I know? Clearly I'm not an expert at leading teams like Galvatron here is. Anyways, so Starscream decides to, drop Astrotrain off at Cybertron, and the Autobots end up realizing that Unicron now has eyes again, and they try to go, put a stop to Starscream's scheme, and they end up getting beaten pretty badly, and they're kinda gonna need reinforcements. Meanwhile, with Starscream, well...
I want to know what's going on, and I want to know now!
Trypticon is transforming without authorization.
Trypticon! I order you to stop!
I'm just borrowing him for a little while. Don't worry about a thing.
Starscream! You're a dead mechanism!
Of course I'm dead, Galvatron, but not for much longer. And then are you going to be sorry?
I'm already sorry! Decepticons! Transform!
Anyways, so Starscream basically takes Trypticon to Unicron, and, the Decepticons try to attack and they fail miserably, and Scourge decides to run off, so Starscream's gonna basically just have to use, Trypticon to push Unicron's head into Cybertron. And, in the process, before Starscream can fully connect Unicron to Cybertron, well, he ends up losing control of Trypticon, and, yeah, Unicron has no choice but to give Starscream a new body, and the Autobots end up putting Energon to blow up Unicron's head, or at least knock it back into orbit, and the episode ends. And overall, I will say that this episode is good. I mean, I really like how Starscream's kind of the main focus of this entire episode. Basically, the Autobots and Decepticons and the Autobots, and how the Autobots and Decepticons indirectly work together in the end to stop Starscream. Or at least more or less stop Unicron, I should say. And overall, I really recommend this episode, but without further ado, on to the next episode, which is Dweller in the Depths, where the Autobots are basically got to deal with something in, underneath Cybertron. But without further ado, let's get into this! So, the episode begins with the Autobots trying to be more energy self-sufficient with this energy core that could basically give them limitless energy. Meanwhile, the Quintessons, they're scheming about how they are going to, retake Cybertron. And this guy here has a really impressive idea.
Until now, to secure Cybertron for the future, we can draw on help from our distant past.
What do you mean?
Surely you have not forgotten our first experiments in cybernetic construction, the transorganics.
Transorganics? Those are only a legend.
Not to the one who built them. They were the first attempts at creating a race of subservient cybernetic warriors, half beast, half machine. But the process was too unstable, and the transorganics were judged unfit for even simple tasks. One transorganic in particular, originally designed to be a living energy siphon, turned on us, and in the fight, that's when I lost one of my own faces to the beast. Those transorganics we couldn't destroy, we locked away in a hibernation chamber deep within Cybertron.
Then the rumors we've heard of a massive creature that dwells beneath Cybertron are true.
Yes, and if that dweller could be released again, I predict it would destroy every robot on that world.
Then Cybertron would be ours for the taking. But how could we release the Dweller without being destroyed ourselves?
That task will leave up to the Decepticons.
Okay, for this Quintesson guy, your plan's all great and good and impressive and all, but, how are you going to deal with this thing once you retake the planet? Because, don't get me wrong, it could more than likely deal with the Autobots and the Decepticons, but now you have a planet where, this thing here is just going to be a massive threat, so your people are basically going to have to either adapt to it, or you're gonna have to find a way to destroy that thing, and, yeah, I don't think it's gonna go back into its hibernation chamber very quietly, or, you know, that kind of stuff, so you're kinda gonna have to really just figure out how to deal with this thing after you get rid of the Autobots and the Decepticons. Don't think you really thought that far ahead, did you? Anyways, so the Quintessons managed to trick the Decepticons into going deep into Cybertron to basically release these, things here. And, the Autobots are wondering why the Decepticons are going to a place that they think reaches nowhere. And the Autobots end up finding out that the, Decepticons are, surprisingly enough, struggling with some of these, things here. And, the Decepticons just leave the Autobots to handle it, and they stumble upon this thing here, which, can do this.
There is something in this chamber.
The chance to save Wreck-Gar!
Springer!
Come on, Wreck-Gar, buddy! They haven't canceled your series yet! Made it.
That thing drains robots of their power like some kind of vampire.
It's turned Rekgar into an energy vampire. Scatter!
Okay, I'm gonna say this. Season 3 does not get enough credit for some of its darker episodes, like, for example, this one here, and other episodes that I really like for how much they kind of sort of delve into horror a little bit would be like Dark Awakening, and I guess also episodes like Ghost in the Machine and Starscream's Ghost, and I guess also Chaos. They do these episodes really, really well, and I'm surprised that, these episodes aren't praised more. Okay, Dark Awakening is, like, universally praised in, G1 Transformers, but I think that Season 3 in general just doesn't get appreciated enough for the darker episodes like this one here, where we have basically this energy monster that can turn, the Transformers into energy vampires, quite literally, and I really think that they did a really good job with this part here. Anyways, so Ultra Magnus and RC are the only ones who managed to get away from the energy vampires, and they end up warning Rodimus Prime and Perceptor, and Perceptor finds out a way on how to make the people who are now energy vampires not energy vampires, and the Autobots are ultimately forced to have to launch the energy renewal system, and yeah, it just so happens to make that energy leech go towards the Quintessons, and the episode ends. And overall, I will say that this episode is actually a lot better than I remember it. I mean, then again, that goes for a lot of episodes from Season 3. I really have no complaints for this episode. I really like how the Quintessons are trying to basically go back from, old ancient history to basically defeat the Autobots, and I really like how for that Quintesson scientist, it ultimately ended up being his downfall, and overall, I really like how the Autobots had to basically eject that one thing that was going to basically make them energy self-sufficient to basically save Cybertron, and overall, I recommend this episode, and I think with that, that's going to do it for today. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one!